So if you're not aware of what's been happening recently, Sony has been making some very questionable decisions. Not so much related to games. The second part of it kind of is, but the first and probably the biggest here is that they've just recently made the announcement about this new on-demand service that doesn't use traditional satellite or cable services. Instead, it's a cloud-based service, and that is called the Sony PlayStation Vue. And what that basically is that we're going to have all of these networks come onto this service, and we're going to be able to watch this for a price that's per month. So it's not going to be a contract-based thing, but we don't know the price yet either. They said that the price would, follow by around the time it's ready to release, which is actually in early 2015, next year. So this is going to provide, like I said, all these channels. You've got CBS and Discovery, Fox, NBC, Scripps, things like that, basically. And it's going to be on, again, both PS3 and PS4. But the interesting thing here is it's going to be on other devices, too, other than Sony products, which is bizarre to me because you've got something that they've brought out. It's got PlayStation on it. PlayStation Vue. Now, naturally, you would think that would just be on the PlayStation stuff, the consoles, sure, the computers, their mobile devices, anything like that. That's their stuff. Why would they bring that on something like the iPad? Why they would do that, I have no idea. I personally think that's a bad decision on their part. Because, sure, you're creating awareness that this service exists, and you can get this on some other device. I guess that's cool, but ultimately, that kind of takes people away from your hardware that you've put out. You're using this service to make other pieces of hardware, such as the iPad again, more appealing to users, to get that product so they can use your service. I would imagine you would want people to get your product, your piece of hardware, and then use that service that you've provided for that hardware. That's just how I look at it. But another thing that really bugs me about this, why this is even happening, because to be honest, this shouldn't be happening. Sony, I mean, why would we want to have cable television on our consoles? We already have cable service in all of our homes that we pay for. Our TV cable plus internet cable. I don't see any good out of this. I don't see how this would help Sony out, especially considering they're really in deep shit right now financially. You've got a lot of divisions have been sold off. They've got buildings that have been sold off. They're trying to make the PS4 a game-centric system. Yet here they are trying to do this whole TV cable thing, which just blows my mind. I can't wrap my mind around it. It doesn't seem like it will help them in the long run, because if you remember at E3, they came out, fist swinging, they wanted this console to be nothing but games. And that's how they presented it, and that's what everybody, because the PS4 is dominating in sales. I mean, they went so far as to say, like, we support the gaming community by, the used games and, trading with your friends or letting your friends borrow them and things like that. That's what really sold it. And plus, the system is better than the other console, the Xbox. It's more powerful. It's everything. There are a few things here and there that are, that they should improve on. I'm not saying it's the most perfect console in the world. It has the lead, but doing something like this, I don't see it. And if you think about it, what started this trend was on the PS2. Now, granted, the PS2 was the greatest console ever. Like, that thing sold the most units ever. It was the most successful console of any generation. Nothing even comes close to touching the PS2. And it was two things. One, they still focused on the games. They were still game centric with this system. Like it was backwards compatible, which that did backwards compatibility right for the first time. So you not only had PS1 and PS2, but you know, and the focus was still there, like I said. But what they did, that, and it was a brilliant move on Sony's part at the time, but it kind of took us down this path where here we are, now we're getting cable television through our consoles, plus a bunch of other useless garbage that we've had on, you know, not just PS3 or the PS4 now, but like even on Xbox's console. We've got all this crap, and I think it dates back from the time when Sony said, "Hey, you like DVDs, right? Our system plays it. There you go." And that was a brilliant move on Sony's part. The fact that they came out and said, "Hey, our system can play DVDs, plus it's the cheapest DVD player on the market right now." That's all they needed, because at the time, yeah, it was the cheapest Blu-ray, or excuse me, it was the cheapest DVD player that you could get. So people were buying it because of that reason. People that were non-gamers bought this thing and said, that's what we're going to use as our DVD player. Maybe they would buy a couple games here and there, you know, and then going to like somebody like myself and everybody else who's, you know, video game fanatics, they would buy this console and they would just focus on the games and nothing else. Once in a while they'd pop in a movie and be like, hey, it's convenient. I know I did. But I just think it kind of dates back from the PS2. Regardless of how well it was, how successful it was, they've really put us down this path. Why can't consoles just be all about the games? Why do they have to bring all this extra just BS to the consoles and try to make it your all-in-one? Like, there's a reason why it's a console. It's supposed to be a box that is just games. It's game-centric. That's what you come to expect. Bringing all this stuff to us, it just doesn't appeal to us as gamers, the hardcore audience of gaming. Now, the second half of this, that again involving Sony, is the fact that the PlayStation Vita TV has released, or is about to release. I came across this saying that they're in the works of making some jumbo size, like PS Vita looking, you know, add-on for this PlayStation TV thing. It's basically like half the size of an Apple TV unit. You know, it's got the PS3 controller, because that's what you use to navigate through it and play all the PS Vita games on your television set, which I guess is fine, but you know what, Sony? You could have avoided that and just brought us the PS Vita, and hell, even the Slim, because I know we just recently got the Slim not long ago, but both of those devices, well, maybe the Slim really, because that just came out, but you could have said with the Slim, much like the PSP, the PlayStation Portable, if you remember, when they first slimmed that thing down, they could have just said, okay, this is a slimmer version, you know, let's put another feature on this. Hook it up to our television. And so that way we wouldn't have to go buy this PlayStation TV crap so that we'd be able to play Vita games on our TV. We could just do that from the handheld, much like the portable PSP, the PlayStation Portable. Again, Sony is in financial shit right now. Like, they are selling off divisions. The only thing that's really doing well is the PlayStation 4, and putting more and more time into something like this, you know, time, resources, and especially money that they're, you know, again, that they're trying to really save, you know, trying to keep for themselves so that they can make the PS4 better. Instead, they're wasting it on this cable BS and this, you know, add-on for this Vita TV thing that's not even, it's either out now or is gonna be out in the next however long days or weeks, but you know, it really is weird, because this add-on, by the look of it, you slide the PS TV like on the back of it, and it essentially is like a jumbo size Vita on the go. Now, why the hell would we do that? Why? Because you're taking away something pretty important here. It even tells you that you won't be able to use this. The screen is not touch screen. The Vita has, that screen is touch screen, and it's got on the back side of it, if you know this, or maybe you don't know this, but on the back there's a little surface where it's a touchpad. So immediately you're taking those two things out and just making the experience not as good as it would be on a regular Vita. In some cases, most games that support that, which a lot of them, you know, they do, you won't be able to play those games very much without that touch screen, touchpad functionality. I know I'm kind of ranting right now at this point, but I'm just pointing out, you know, some specifics, you know, some very obvious specifics right here. I kind of question what Sony's really doing right now. When the PS4 came out, it's like they turn over like this new leaf. They weren't as arrogant as they were when they brought the PS3 out. They're actually making a little bit of profit on this PS4 as opposed to the PS3. I'm not even going to get into all that, but I kind of thought that they were going to be going down this new route, just focusing more on the games and bringing out like the best in games, you know, just focusing on the games. That's all I want. Unfortunately, this is what we're having to see from, you know, on Sony's end. It sucks, but you know, it is what it is. For whatever reason, this cable service that comes out, I mean, I hope it does well for them. I mean, I don't see it working out in their favor. I mean, just focus on the games. Like, take it back to the days of just games. We don't care about all this extra, you know, playing DVDs and Blu-rays is one thing. Hell, even Netflix, I was okay with that, bringing all that to, you know, multiple consoles all over, but with everything else that's been brought out, including this now, it's I don't see it. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave any sort of comments that you may have down in the comments section below. And until then, I'll see you guys later.